Hi, Cancer. Welcome to a new era. My name is Emma. Cancer. My throat is still a bit hoarse. It's still a bit restrained after I've been away for 3 weeks and I did not plan to be away that long. I do apologize that I haven't uploaded a lot of videos lately. It has taken me some time to get back into my normal self. And I'm just praying and asking for my throat to just endure through the reading. Otherwise, my energy is back. And that's the main thing, because that gives me the messages that I need. It gives me the guidance to come through. Because, man, I've tried to force some messages out there, and it just wouldn't. It was just a struggle. It was not beautiful to watch. So thank you so much, guys, for being here, first of all. And I want to say I'm starting this reading on the 10th of March, and instead of setting it like an end date to it, which sort of doesn't allow for certain people, if they find a video and they see that, yeah, this stretched only to this certain date, they won't click on it, and it might be some interesting information for them in there. So I just decided that, yes, I'm recording it on a 10th, but my intent for you is that what is going to happen? What is your energy for the upcoming future, for the near future, that could stretch up to 3 weeks, but also like all the way up to within 3 months? I feel like the energy is so shifting. Like you can feel like one person 1 week and a totally brand new version of yourself the next week. So you can't reach too far into the future. But also, I feel like every message that's being given can be given at any given time, and it still would resonate with you, if that makes sense. I will start shuffle as I'm talking now. We are in this most beautiful energy. We've just passed the full moon in Virgo, and for people who are into that sort of thing, Mercury has gone direct again. It has never gone any other way. It just appears to be that way. It just slows down. Oops. There's one already. I promised that I was going to do a love reading, like check back into to find your love reading here, but I'm just going to, I've asked for guidance for you guys for just anything, whatever you need to hear most right now, for me to get back into the energy, for me to sort of get to know you guys again. And then probably I will do love readings next week. So every other week. And what else is new is that I'm now going to do extended. And people have been asking about extended, which I love, because it just means that some people are really interested in going deeper into the message. And it's sort of, it's funny because it's not like I'm stressed out doing the reading, but it just gives me the feeling that whatever is sort of being missed or overlooked is going to be, I'm going to be able to catch it in the extended. So if the reading resonates with you, probably the extended will resonate with you as well. So I will put a link in the description box. You just press it and it will take you there. What else? Is there something more? I don't think so. If you don't like when I'm shuffling, just fast forward. Yes, I'm using the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck by John Holland. I love these cards. And then I might do some clarification if it's needed by this. Ooh, that was a close one. Mystical Wisdom. Mystical Wisdom, which I also love. For sure, I'm using the Mystical Wisdom in the extended. Let's see what's coming out for you guys. Cancer. Wow. Cancer, you've been my... Ooh. Cancer, if you feel drawn whatsoever to Gemini, if there's a Gemini resemblance for you somehow, some way, if there's Gemini strongly in your chart, if you feel a pull towards Gemini, you should check the Gemini reading out, because the very same... what I call is like the first card out. The first card out is like the basis of the reading, which everything else then just revolves around. And it's the same card. It's the Destiny card with the Wheel of Fortune. So if you're drawn to Gemini, you should check the Gemini reading out. I don't know if it's going to be the same reading. I'm just saying it's the same card. So that might be of importance to you. significance to you? Let me just look at these cards for a bit here. Whoa, get chills. I don't know why yet. I don't see that. Oh, my hair is standing up. Why? It's a gorgeous energy. It's a really gorgeous energy. It's very something about passing the torch, I'll get into it. Cancer, destiny, wheel of fortune. So it's a destiny card. So there's something going on in your life right now where it was always supposed to happen because it's your destiny. It's like you can't escape destiny, just like you can't escape your life path. It's like you're on your life path and you're off your life path, but when you're off your life path, that's also your life path. Like everything is supposed to happen that way. And with the destiny card, and excuse me for a long story short, it's being reversed, but I'm going to tell you what's on the bottom. I'm going to tell you whatever I see here, and you're not going to miss anything, I promise. It says destiny. It says number 10. And there's something about, like, when destiny shows up, you can't miss it, or it can't pass you by. It's not the thing that you went somewhere and somebody else went to the same place and you come home and you said, did you see that thing? No, what? Where was that? Oh, that was just at the very beginning at whatever. And it's not like that at all. Like, destiny doesn't pass you by. Destiny is something that you've been having in the back of your mind all along. It's something that you can't escape. It's like, and it's nothing bad. It's something you want, something that really gets you passionate, something that really intrigues you and excites you. And with the Wheel of Fortune within the destiny, it's bloody good. And then we have the number 10. 10 for me stands for completion. So there's something about, it's a Wheel of Fortune, but it's also a full circle. It's like we tried every aspect of yourself, every version of yourself, only to come into this full version of who you are. And it's very yellow. And the yellow for me speaks a lot about solar plexus, the solar plexus area, where if you could just have one place where you feel like you draw in your signals, where you feel like, we say you have a gut instinct, you have a gut feeling about something. It's not you have a head feeling or an elbow feeling, or you don't have like a eye intuition. It's like, well, we talk a lot about the third eye, but it's not to be confused. It's not your psychic center. This is like for your whole existence. It's this feeling of knowing when to go left or when to go right or when to not go at all or when to go. It's like the feeling of just knowing in your solar plexus. I'm just trying to get up here so you see that I'm pointing at this solar plexus. If the solar plexus is blocked, you usually physically feel like you have this sour, it starts like a magkatarr. I know I've said this once before and I didn't look it up, what the English word is. I know that ulcer, magsår in Swedish, ulcer is is like when it has gone way, way, way far. But magkatarr, like, it's the initial gone bad. It's sort of sour. It gives you soury. It's not a pleasant feeling whatsoever. That's when it's a bit blocked. That's when you don't listen to your solar plexus area. But it's just to tell you that maybe you felt that and you know what that is about. This is you allowing it up. This is you. I feel like this is so rising up. This is you really starting to trust your gut instinct. Trusting yourself, knowing your own worth, knowing where you're headed. And like I said, it's like you tried 10 different versions of yourself and you've gone through life. It's the circle. It's a circle of life, but it's the circle being completed. We've reached a completion here. It's like, yes, I had the education of a lifetime. Now let's get into this destiny where I was destined to go. It's like you have this feeling of everything was leading up to this point. Everything played a part in it, and it's leading up to this point. And this point now, obviously the rest was also destiny. You were destined to do the things you were doing in order for you to be at this specific place. And if you don't see it physically yet, what I'm talking about, I feel like you've sensed it. I feel like you sensed it, Cancer. It's like I just did that. I'm because I don't really know where to put my hand, because I talk a lot with my hands. And one of my sisters said, "Do you know what it looks like? You pick your nose." I didn't know that it looked like I picked my nose. Anyway, sorry about that. Maybe that was significant to some people. Yeah, there's something about just coming into that feeling of knowing that things are shifting. Even though they're not maybe physically shifting yet, maybe they are for some of you guys really shifting. And I was starting to say before, Cancer, you feel like the hybrid of, you're sort of the weirdos, and take that like correctly. When I say weirdo, that is awesome in my book. That is like, I know I talked before about, and I don't have anything to back this up, I never have anything to back anything up with anything, but whatever comes through, so I'm just trusting whatever comes through. And so it feels like, Cancer, you come into this world with one set of DNA strings, or DNA string, maybe you say, and you're leaving this world with another set, or with an extended set, or an expanded set of DNA string, or like a shifting of some sort. And it's like, yes, the whole population is like Homo sapiens will no longer be Homo sapiens. We will upgrade, and we will, like we have upgraded before. We haven't looked like this for all time. And it's like we're changing. Maybe we're not changing so much on the outside, rather that we look younger and younger, feel younger and younger, but this is more like an internal energy shift that somehow, some way is going to show itself. I don't know yet. And it's like you're in the lead of that. It's like you've taken the lead, and so therefore you probably have been through some crazy stuff in order for you to upgrade yourself. It could be that you were really, really sick as a child, and so you asked every cell to upgrade, or it could be that you've had allergic reactions. You could have chosen to be around other people. Stay with me here, because it is within your destiny. It's not too far off in the ditches, if that's what it feels like. You could have chosen somebody else. You could have chosen not to take it on yourself, to feel it in your body. But since you're so intuitive and so sensitive to other people, you could have chosen to take somebody else on board, or be around people that has had a hell of a time, that has had it really tough, or that has been like mentally challenged, physically challenged, have gone through, okay, I will take an instance, like my little baby boy, who's not so much baby boy anymore. Well, he is. He's soon 2 years old, but he, within his first year, it was actually before, he was only 8 months old, I spent Christmas at the hospital because he had trouble breathing, and it was just unbearable to stand next to him. And it's like you wish so much for the other person to just be well, that you're creating that situation. You're creating sort of a path for them to step into if they choose it, if they will have it. Not out of fear. That's a whole different ball game. If you're so fearful that they're not going to make it, or that's a whole different story, then you're actually hindering them. but your wish for somebody else to be well, if you know what I mean. It doesn't have to be physically that way. It can be that you're just standing next to somebody that you see are hurting so bad, or they're just, you know, they can't find themselves, or they're looking so hard to get balance, or they're mentally challenged, or whatever is going on. And you wished your heart out for that person. That is an upgrade within yourself. You're actually, when you wish wellness for somebody else, you can't focus on somebody else's wellness without getting more well yourself. As well as you can't focus on somebody else's illness without slowly starting to get ill yourself. And you probably have seen that throughout your life. So pay attention to what you focus on. So with this said, wow, this is taking such a turn. This is I don't know if it has anything to do with the Gemini reading, but whatever you feel drawn to. This was always your destiny. It's like you felt probably like I don't know what that expression is in English, but you probably have felt out of, you're not normal. Like you're just, if there's a norm, you're not it. You probably have felt like you were never really fitting in, or you had too big of a dream or no dreams when everybody else seems to be knowing what they're doing and knowing their path, and you're like, I don't know where I'm going. Something like that. Your main destiny has been to be in the leading position. And I know this sounds maybe crazy, it sounds maybe too out there, and I don't have like anything to back up to say, you know, how can we look into your DNA and see if this is actually true? I don't know. I'm just saying what I'm hearing. I'm saying what gets through here. And maybe you can just identify with, you know, maybe you don't sit there saying, I know that I'm upgrading my DNA and I'm being a leader for doing so. But you might feel like you've always have not gone down the typical path, and that you've been around people, you either have had it yourself, being really out of sorts, physically or mentally, that you've wished yourself to be better or well, or you've had somebody else with a really challenging situation in your close vicinity, and you so wished for the situation to be better. That is such an upgrade within your body that is not even funny. And it's something about that having come full circle. It's like either the person that you've been with, or in the family situation that you've been in, either that the person that you've been with are well and so you don't have to wish it anymore, or you feel well and so you don't have to wish it anymore, or there's just been balance restored, that you're just not in it anymore, that it has come full circle of the upgrade, and now it's time to live that destiny. It's time to, okay, now what do I do with it? It's just sort of I think for a lot of you Cancer people, and if it's really out there for you, I mean, I think you will find this over and over again. And if this is the first time that you hear it, and it ignites something in you, or you feel like I'm hitting a chord, I'm hitting a nerve within you, then know that this is the truth for you. I'm not saying every Cancer is going through this. I'm just saying there's a lot of you, or at least a lot of you attracted and drawn to this particular channel. Anyway, so this is all about the Wheel of Fortune, destiny completion. So I feel like now it's the time to reap what you've sowed. It's time to get to live and experience your really unique self, however that's been played out, and however you want to express that. If that's through the arts, if that's through, I think just where you thrive the most is where you can be creative and sort of express yourself onto the screen. Like maybe you're writing stories, express yourself through art, express yourself through music, through, I don't know, I feel this almost like do you say conduct? an orchestra. Is that what you say? Yeah, I think you say conductor. It's amazing how many words I know when I'm under the influence. And maybe that's wrong then. It's like you're conducting this orchestra, and you're like in such a zone when you get to, it's like the director or something, or you're in the leading position over your painting or something like that. It's like you feel the best when you get to express yourself through the arts, because the arts or the creative stuff sort of isn't, we're not looking at sci-fi saying that's a bit too out of here, that's a bit too out of it, like I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that monsters can come in. Like we don't but in your normal life we would probably judge you. Does that make any sense? I hope it does. On a painting, you can be freaking Picasso and people will buy it for, I don't know, ridiculous money, because one eye is here and one is there. It's like, don't judge me. I put my eyes wherever I want to. And it's like it's being fine because it's through the arts, if that makes any sense. So if you're not in the arts or in the creative real music writing stuff, you should be. You will feel really, really good if you start to go into that. And so if that has been in the back of your mind for a while, go do it. Start as a hobby. Do it. Okay. And comes another, you have 3, and that was a significant thing for Gemini as well. Well, the 3 basic cards were the universe, the black border. And we have 3 cards on the table with the black border again, and it's 65 cards in the deck. So, it says shadow on the bottom, and it's number 18. And the number 18 adds up to number 9, which is, number 9 is all about completion in a way as well. It's all about endings and also unconditional love. And the number 1 stands for new beginnings, like the 10 here is also number 1, which is new beginnings, starting over, starting fresh. And the number 8, which is eternity, eternal. The figure 8 is like so above, so below, so in heaven, so on earth. So it's something that you're bringing in, like bringing down to the earth to experience. And here I feel like something about you're passing on the torch. You're passing on, we're shifting now, and there's moon symbolism here. I feel there's something about the moon, and it's not the shadow like in a shady way. It's like this side of you, or this version of you. Like I said, it's like you tried out so many different versions of yourself, and you're coming into this. It's like you're starting to yes, I'm finally starting to recognize myself. I'm finally fitting in my own clothes. I'm finally somewhat where I want to be. I get myself more, that type of thing. So I feel like this, it's a polar opposite. It's like the exact image of yourself, like the mirroring image. And it's like, if this was where you were sick or ill and you constantly asked for improvement and well-being, and every cell in your body wanted, or your mental state just wanted better, or you watched somebody, this is what I feel like you asked for. And so now we're leaving this of you behind. It's like we're shutting it out, like we're done with this and we're moving into this. You're passing over the torch to yourself to now walk the path, sort of who you turned out to be, who you grew in to be. It's really beautiful. And then with the number 3 here, we have the solar plexus, which I started talking about. It's so much yellow here. And it's funny because I felt like this was first golden, but it's really, the entire view is yellow. It's all about the solar plexus. Number 3 for me stands for just joy and creativity and fun, just a creative endeavor. I just feel like it's so important for you guys to just really start to throw yourself into the creative side of yourself. And if you didn't even thought you had a side, try it out. See what you're most drawn to and just start doing it, because you will find so much pleasure in it and so much satisfaction, I feel. So this is whole solar plexus Aries is working for you, for sure. It's coming into alignment, it's being balanced. It's your intuition, it's your gut feeling, gut instinct, knowing what to do at all given time. It is beautiful. I'm going to use this next deck and just get some. Is there something that wants to be added to this at this time? Destiny. It's also like the feeling of you been walking in the shadow, and it's time for you to step out in the light. You've been preparing, you've been physically preparing, mentally preparing. Something like that. Okay, I'm just going to draw the cards. So I'm spreading the cards out here on the table. One and two. Wow, yeah. It's this is like the shadow side again. It's like it's almost like these cards next to each other, like the darker and the lighter. The darker, and then we move into the light. It's almost the same feeling of the same colors. Do you see that? It's almost the same thing over and over again. This is like your shadow side, and I feel like you're leaving so much behind. It's like you're stepping into you're just rising up here. The light is coming in here. And you're just rising up. It's like it's time. You've been rooted, you've been working on yourself, and it's time to just rise and shine. And Archangel Gabriel is with you. This is on the bottom. Gabriel is the messenger of creativity and hope. And there's something about this, I think, for some of you guys, you just need to hear that your kids are fine. Whatever situation you're in, and whatever this upgrade has meant for you and is meaning for you, wherever you're headed right now, there's something about your kids are fine. You need to know that. Whatever decision you're making right now, whatever you've done in the past, whatever you're thinking about doing in the future, your kids were fine, are fine, will be fine. Archangel Gabriel is with them. They're protected, they're supported. Okay? Okay, I hope it helps. I hope it uplifts your spirit and that you feel like it resonates with you. If it does, come to the extended. I will for sure look into, what am I drawn to here? I think this passing, like this new version of you, I will, that's my intent anyway. And then the guidance comes through and throws in other stories sometimes. But my intent is to look at what is this new golden version of you? What is it that we're stepping into now? And your kids are fine. Maybe something about that. I will go deeper. We'll draw more cards, and so we'll look at it. If it resonates with you, come check it out. If it doesn't, then I hope to see you back in a week. Take care for now. Bye.